So if you all would stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, yeah, we have lots of guests here, but we only have one guest here from India. A good friend of mine from India that I've done service work in India, Shobhat Gupta. Give everybody a wave.
Wow.
Welcome to
Welcome.
Newton City Council. Okay, first item on the agenda, consider the minutes of the May 14th of 2024 meeting.
I move we approve.
Got a motion to
Second.
approve and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item number 2, receive a proclamation declaring June is Pride Month. And we'll have Kent Little from the Trinity Heights United Methodist Church come up with Newton High School student Molly Mills-Weiss. Did I get that right again? Yeah, look at that.
I'm a teacher, not a student.
Oh, okay. Well, you look so young. Yeah. How old do you think I am? You wouldn't dare do that. Okay. And from Bethel, Lucy Buller. So if y'all could come up.
It may be obvious. I'm Reverend Kent Little from Trinity Heights United Methodist Church. I'm the senior pastor there.
My name's Molly Millsweiss, a math teacher at Newton High School and also one of the sponsors of the Genders and Sexualities Alliance, which is our GSA club at the high school.
And I'm Lucy Buller. I am a student at Bethel College, and I am co-president of the Bethel College Pride Alliance Council, which is kind of like our GSA.
This is the proclamation. The city of Newton is a welcoming community and an exceptional place to live, learn, work, play, and raise a family. And whereas Newton recognizes the importance of equality and freedom, and
Whereas our nation was founded upon and is guided by a set of principles that includes that every person has been created equal, that each has rights to their life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, and that each shall be accorded the full recognition and protection of the law. And
Whereas the City of Newton's LGBTQ community are a vital part of all fields and professions and contribute to a stronger community. And whereas the City of Newton is dedicated to fostering acceptance of all its citizens and preventing discrimination and bullying based on sexual orientation and gender identity.
Now, therefore, I, Rod Cry, Mayor of the City of Newton, Kansas, do hereby proclaim June 2024 as Pride Month in the city of Newton, Kansas, and urge citizens to recognize the contributions made by the members of the LGBTQ community and actively promote the principles of equality and liberty. Okay, any comments?
I move to, for the Pride Month proclaim, I never can say that. How do you say it?
Motion to accept the proclamation.
Okay, I have comments, so do we want to do that now? or do we-
Proclamation.
We can-
Proclamation there.
We can get a second, and then I'll ask
Okay.
I'll
comments.
provide the second.
Okay, got a second now. Anybody have any comments?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
First of all, I'm going to state that I'm a Christian, a follower of Christ, and therefore I cannot support this. I understand how you feel. But as a commissioner, I also see this through an additional lens. And that lens is the proclamation states that we are a community, an exceptional place to live, to work, learn, play, raise a family, recognizes the importance of equality and freedom. I would like to think that we believe that without the necessity of having to put that in a formal proclamation. Additionally, it declares that we are a nation guided by a set of principles, and I'm just really reading from what is in here. guided by a set of principles that includes every person has been created equal with rights to their life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. To quote the Declaration of Independence more accurately, it states in part, and I quote, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. Among these are life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, end quote. So to me, again, it is clear that we already have equality and liberty. And when we cite the flag salute, we are reminded that we are one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So again, liberty for all is stated, and all are guaranteed justice. So I do not find it necessary for us to remind ourselves in this community of these things in a formal proclamation in order to recognize contributions or promote equality and liberty for any group at any given period of time. So I cannot support that. Thank you for giving me the time for my comments.
Other comments?
Yeah, I would like to echo part of those comments that Commissioner Valentine has. One of the things, thank you, I don't know if this mic is on, but one of the things that I would like to say is that even though I don't agree with all parts of this proclamation, I definitely support and agree with that Newton is a very welcoming community and an exceptional place to live and to learn and to grow and to be with our families. So I will vote for it, but I do need to say that there's parts of this that I don't. But you know what? There's parts of lots of things in this world that I don't agree with, and it's okay. And I'm not going to fight every one of them. And so that's all I have to say.
For me, I'm in awe of all of you and this community pulling together for the equality and diversity, because I have a child who is gay, and she could not live in this community because she felt like she wasn't accepted. And so this, to me, is a milestone for us, and we should celebrate it every June. So congratulations on your hard work.
Thank you, sir. Why do cities do proclamations? Proclamations are there to recognize and celebrate the community. And the dictionary defines community as a social group of any size whose members reside in a specific locality, share a government, and often have common cultural or historical heritage. Guess what, folks? Newton is a community. And there are members in this community who happen to be LGBT. This proclamation is the least that we can do. In fact, I urge everyone to do more. Get to know someone who is different from you. Learn that they are more like you than you realize. We all have struggles. Sometimes all it takes is to share a smile or a hello to change someone's day. Too many LGBTQ people have taken their lives because they felt unwanted, unworthy, or even less than that. Please make it stop. Pass this proclamation and give value to your LGBTQ neighbor.
Okay. One thing my father instilled in me as a child, and it remains with me to this very day, is that you should treat other people the way you want to be treated. I've spent a lifetime being friends with anybody that was looking forward to being a friend. My friendships start out with mutual respect, a desire to get to know each other. What are their interests? What foods do they like? Are they a Chiefs fan? Might be the most important question. What makes them click? Where do they work? Are they passionate about service to others? For me, my life's been filled with a life of service to others, a desire to make the world a better place. My passion for this is evident to those that know me well. I have a history of working with anybody who has a desire to do the same. It's amazing what you can accomplish when people with a common passion work together towards a goal that will make the world a better place. Just this last week, I had a meeting with an up-and-coming rap star, rap singer, and a young lady that had tattoos on her face and the rest of her body, also sporting those things that stretch your earlobes. The
Gauges.
The earplug gauges, yeah. She also had multiple face and lip piercings. She looked a lot different than this old man. The incredible thing is that we're meeting because we have a desire to get science and critical thinking back into the world's classrooms. And I use my Rotary platform every chance I get that I can see a chance to make a difference in the world. How different our lifestyles were, and the fact that neither of them were 30 years old, and I'm breathing pretty hard on my 70th birthday. So we took what we had in common, and we walked away from that meeting excited about how we might work together on this exciting project. Being a city commissioner, my job is to do things that are going to put Newton on a pathway that will allow its growth rate to exceed the inflation rate. That's the only way you can keep taxes low and provide the amenities that draw people to your community that keep them here. It's the very core of our responsibility as commissioners. I don't feel my job as a commissioner is to inject my own personal religious beliefs into decisions that I make on behalf of this community. I make decisions based on what is best for the community, even though it might not be a decision that I might make for myself. I don't have to drink alcohol to make decisions on Sunday liquor sales. I don't have to be a golfer to make decisions on the golf course. I don't have to play pickleball to support the theme and park project. As a commissioner, my job is to make decisions that create an environment from which all Newtonians can thrive. So I too will be supporting this proclamation, and I'm thankful that we do have commissioners that we can disagree on things and still work together, because the one thing we do have in common is the love for community.
That's exactly right.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed?
Aye.
Okay. So be it.
Good job.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for coming out. Did you guys want to have a photo together with,
Sure.
Mayor can get that signed real quick? You want to go down with the mayor?
Yeah. Sweet.
I'll get out of the way and you can. Or Aaron can get it.
Aaron, you got it. Okay. I will get the picture taker. Perfect. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, next on the agenda, Bunting Magnetics. Devin and Beth.
Thank you, Mayor. Today, we're going to ask the City Commission to consider an ordinance for a property tax exemption to a new facility owned by Bunting Magnetics. It's located at 1001 South Spencer Road. It should be noted that this tax abatement is only for this facility. There have been 2 others in the past located at 500 and 600 South Spencer that we have also passed these same tax abatements for. This is a tax exemption that's allowed under the Article 11 of the Kansas Constitution. It's limited to 10 years. And I also want to point out that 2 years ago, this commission approved several resolutions that shared an intent to approve this tax abatement. And it was extended a couple times just because that's how long it took to build the facility. And now, as of this April, they've reported that the project is complete. And so having a public hearing tonight and adopting the ordinance are kind of the final steps of this whole process. So yeah, I'll open up to any questions.
Did you have any comments, Beth? Okay. So now we need to conduct the public hearing on Bunting Magnetics Tax Abatement. That public hearing will start right now. So is there anybody out there that has any comments or wants to ask any questions or? No? Okay, any commissioners want to make any comments or ask any questions? If not, then we will close the public hearing, and now we'll start talking about the ordinance granting a 10-year, 100% tax abatement to Bunting Magnetics. Are there any additional comments that staff wants to make about that?
I guess I could just point out some of the numbers and the cost analysis. It's going to bring 6 jobs to the community. The net money brought in is going to be around $39,000 over that 10-year period. The return on investment is going to be about 40%, and it's going to have benefits for the city, the county, the state, and the school district.
Okay. And I want to note again, this all started back in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
This is just wrapping it up. So any other comments from the bench?
Just a reminder for the room and everybody listening that this is just abating the improvements, not any of the other operations or business.
Right. Okay, if there's nothing else, we need an ordinance number?
Sure. That would be 5146-24.
So I need a motion to approve ordinance number 5146-24.
I'd make that motion, Mayor.
I'll second that.
Got a motion and a second. Any additional discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item number 4, utility easement vacation for Hillsboro Industries. Yes, sir.
I would just like to thank the commission for approving this.
Sure, sure.
I don't know if the commission is aware or not, we had a press release 2 weeks ago related to an acquisition.
Yes, I saw that.
That acquisition is actually going to be utilizing this facility. So we will
great.
be relocating that acquisition to Newton to continue to grow.
Yeah.
But this building is where that acquisition is going.
Great, great. Well, thank you. Thank
Thank you
for
very much.
doing business in Newton, Kansas.
Mr. Bunting was very sad he couldn't be here today.
Yeah.
He's a big supporter of the commission.
Yeah.
So he wanted to make sure you guys were aware of that.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
thank you. Okay, item number 4.
Yep. Okay, for the utility easement, there's been a petition to vacate that. It's at the location near East First Street and North Hillside Road. It's currently on property that's owned by Hillsboro Industries. I guess we also need a public hearing for this as well. And then kind of the other background of this is that they own both of the lots, Lot 1 and 2 up there. So they're the only private parties involved in this. So there was no one that we needed to give notice to on that regards. And then we reached out to all the major private utility companies, and all of them said they had no problem with vacating this easement. And we reached out to Evergy, One Gas, Cox Communications, and AT&T, and they all had no problem with this. And so that's why we put in the memo that we don't see that this poses any legal or practical issues. We do still retain an easement on the north of the property and the south of the property. So it's just taking away that 20 feet straight down the middle of the two lots, and so that way they can build on it and use it however they want.
Okay. Any questions or comments from the bench before we open up our public?
No, sir.
Okay.
Mayor, I'd ask that you receive the petition first before you open up the public hearing.
Okay, so
Thank
I
you.
need a motion to receive the petition.
I so move.
I
A
second.
second.
Got a motion in a couple seconds. You can pick your second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, now we'll open the public hearing on this vacation of the utility easement. Is there anybody that wants to make any comments or has any questions about this vacation? Different kind of vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds
Okay. Since there's nobody that has any questions or comments, I'll close the public hearing, and we'll move on to the ordinance part of this vacation of the utility easement.
An ordinance number would be 5147-24.
Okay, I need a motion to approve ordinance 5147-24.
I so move.
I second.
Got a motion and a second. Any additional discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Done deal. Thank you for being in Newton. Yes, sir.
Go move dirt.
Yeah.
What's that?
Go move dirt.
Oh, we gotta get some stuff filed yet before we can do that. But
Yeah.
we do.
Give her a check and go
Yeah,
move dirt.
the building showed up 2 months earlier than we planned, so
Oh,
we had to
goodness.
scramble to get it set. So the metal's all over there. So we're just getting the grading plan, and we'll get with Suzanne and her team and get going here very shortly.
Great. We're excited.
Congratulations.
All right, thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, item number 5, consider a request for snow fencing at Washington Park, extra handicap parking at Athletic Park, picnic tables and trash containers for the Mexican-American Fast Pitch Tournament to be held July 5th through 7th, 2024. Denise?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. This is a request that comes to you. We have vacated this for a number of years. As you know, this is a big tournament that happens in town over the 4th of July holiday and brings in lots of people from very many different places. And so they play not only at Athletic Park, but they also play at Washington Park. So they're asking that the snow fencing be put up around Washington Park so that they can charge a gate admission. And then they also need some extra handicap parking places at Athletic Park. And staff has reviewed this request and are okay with it.
Okay. Any questions from the bench? Comments?
I move to approve the Fast Pitch Tournament.
Okay, we've got a motion to approve the Fast Pitch Tournament request
I'll second that.
and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, Suzanne, Planning Commission activity.
Did you see the,
The junior road.
Yeah, I
Junior
think we've
rodeo.
got
we
another.
had an amended
another item.
agenda, so there's a junior rodeo.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about that.
It didn't get on the mayor's agenda, I think. It's on the.
Obviously it did.
Yeah, I apologize for that.
Okay, somebody read what it is
That-
and we'll,
Sure, it's a request to receive snow, or to have snow fencing along First Street from Sand Creek to the west side of the arena for the junior rodeo, which is happening on June 8th and 9th of this year. This request came in this morning. Unfortunately, we do not have a meeting before this event happens, so we did an amended agenda to put this on. And this is something that I talked with the street department and Suzanne about, and as long as all the storm cleanup is done and everything, this can happen. If that isn't the case, then the requesting person knows that that might not happen, and they're okay with that. So staff has approved, barring no problems.
Okay, so we need a motion to approve snow fence for the junior rodeo on June 8th and 9th.
I'd make that motion, sir.
I'll second that.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Now, we're to the Planning Commission. Suzanne?
Yes, Commissioners. We have an applicant here, Jolene Ratzliff, who has requested to change the property that's on the southwest corner of 12th and Logan to a C2 zoning from an R3, so going from a multifamily residential district to a general business district, a commercial type district. This was presented to the Planning Commission on May 13th, and the Planning Commission approved it unanimously, and they have made the recommendation that you would approve it as well. Remember that when this zoning change occurs, this is a zoning change that allows multiple different types of activities or businesses to occur at that location. So when you approve a C2 zoning, you're approving any of the items that are listed in your cover memo, any of these types of activities, wholesale business, storage garages, commercial greenhouses, automatic car washes, barbershops, beauty parlors, child care centers, et cetera. Any of those items could occur in this location. The applicant definitely has some different plans for the property, but any of these items or any of these activities could occur on this property. And this is for 2 lots. You can see on the screen on the southwest corner, 12th and Logan. Just in your mind's eye, if you recall, there was a historic church that was moved to this location on the north lot. And then the applicant owns both lots and has requesting the southern lot perhaps to put in parking for a new business. Jolene is here if you would like to speak to her. And would like to hear from her. I know she would be happy to talk to you. If not, and you are willing to just move forward and approve based on the Planning Commission's recommendation, you can do that as well.
I'd be interested in knowing what she is wanting to do.
Please come forward.
Okay.
Remembering that you are approving based on the overall use, not on what she's planning to do on the property.
I know, but I think
Yes.
I need to be able to answer that question.
Sure.
Yes, I have been doing pottery, and then I had plans to move pottery pieces into the building and then have it for sale, and then it would be open. Yeah, thank you.
There you go.
Sorry, thank you.
Okay.
And then it would be open for people to come in, and if they saw something they wanted, then they could have it for purchase.
So are you doing ceramics, or, I mean, or are you just making the pottery? And I'm just out of curiosity. I'm not asking for any other reason than just curiosity as to what you are doing.
Right. Yeah, I'm doing pottery. I have a pottery wheel, and then I have an electric kiln that I get it ready, glaze it, and then fire it. I have to fire it 2 times, but that's what I've been doing since possibly 2014. But I took lessons, to learn how to throw on the wheel. So, yeah. But I want to make more than I have now, and then have it there for sale.
Okay.
That'd be the main thing I would do.
I remember when I was in school, I took ceramic lessons during the summer from a lady in the community, and it was fun. It was fun to learn how to do that. It's been a long time, but that's something I really enjoyed. So thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Any other questions from the bench? I would entertain a motion then to do something with this property.
I move that we approve the zoning
Hang on,
amendment.
hang on. We need to receive the recommendation first,
the
if you
planning.
could.
I
Yeah.
move we receive the recommendation.
Okay, got a motion to receive the recommendation
I second.
and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So now we need an ordinance.
Okay, so the ordinance number would be 5148-24.
Okay, need a motion to approve 5148-24.
I move that we do so.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Lincoln Park Apartments.
Yes, Commissioners. So today we would like the commission to consider a proposed offer to resolve an old, we gave out an old interest-free loan back in 2002. The total loan amount was $194,900. And it was to go towards the redevelopment of those Lincoln Park apartments. They're located at 400 West 6th Street. And that loan was between the city and MDI Limited Partnership. And they defaulted on that loan, and we put a lien on the property back then. And now we've kind of been in negotiations to kind of resolve that. And initially their owner, Gary Stinson, thought the loan was a grant and that we had just given them that money, and they were just requesting forgiveness of the amount, and we had to deny that. And then they offered initially $100,000 to resolve the debt and the outstanding loan. We also declined that, and that's why it's been some time outstanding now. And so the current offer on the table is for a payment of $169,900, and in exchange for us to kind of release the city's second mortgage position on that property. And so that'll kind of just resolve the outstanding debt and kind of bring the whole deal to a close. And it's kind of been an ongoing negotiation, and this is probably the best deal that the city can get for under the circumstances. So the recommendation here is just to receive, consider, and approve for signature this motion, or this letter of settlement is what we're asking the city to approve.
Okay. Comments or questions from the bench?
Well, I think it's important to note that if we were to continue to pursue this for the full amount, the costs and legalities is one thing, but also what hangs in the balance are the residents who live there and what's going to happen, you know, to them and that. So it needs to be resolved quickly, and I am in support of this, just to get it taken care of.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree also.
Well, do we just need a simple motion?
We need
I move that we support this letter to release this lien.
Second.
Got a motion and a second then. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, storm update.
Commissioners, I might start off. I think we've got some other department heads that might speak to this, but as you are well aware, Sunday evening, May 19th, a storm came through Newton, and Fire EMS, Police Department, Public Works, all were first responders that night, responding to multiple call-outs to clear trees and debris and from the public right-of-way. Of course, power was out, and we had difficulties at our water treatment plants, our wastewater treatment plants, and we have worked through all of those issues, and the remaining items are a whole lot of brush that is being removed. And up to this date, we are roughly around 6,200 cubic yards of material, debris that has been removed from the public right-of-way. Street staff is working, we're working in our maintenance areas, our street maintenance staff, and they have had assistance from our water wastewater staff, and park staff has been working in the parks and the cemeteries. And then we have hired Alfred's Superior Tree Service. They have been the low bid on our tree trimming program for the last few years, and so we called them in quickly because we knew this was going to be a job bigger than we could handle. We believe that it'll take us 2 more days for city crews to get through Area 2 while Alfred's is working in Area 1. Area 1 was a big task. Even Pine Street and Old Main themselves were very hard hit. And we believe that it's going to take probably through Saturday for Alfred's to finish in Area 1 and a couple more days for Street to finish in Area 2. When Street gets finished in Area 2, they're going to move on to Areas 3 and go 3, 4, 5, 6. And then when we get everything done, we'll go back through one more time to do a quick pickup, knowing that people didn't have time to get stuff set out. But we have to find an end to it too, because we've had a lot of street maintenance to get done in this season as well. We're taking all the debris to our burn pile that is up behind and north of Centennial Park. We have to log all of this material because we do know there's been a governor's declaration and a Harvey County declaration of emergency. So we have a lot of paperwork that we do to keep track of all of the damage that was done, whether it was to public facilities or it was debris removal, time spent, equipment used, staff time, all of that, because we will be turning that in, hoping to gain some reimbursement through FEMA because we have had so much emergency response that has been required. And definitely there is money that goes out of the city's coffers. We have funds that are set aside for these types of emergencies, and we will be utilizing those funds. And then we will hope to replenish those at some point. But as you know, we oftentimes have natural disasters. And I was just telling Donna today that I just last year finished the paperwork for the storms from 2019 with FEMA. So we have more to do, and that's all right. We'll make it through. Definitely, there were others within the county that were hit as bad, if not worse than us. And so definitely our hearts go out too. Wish we could be helping, but we've got some of our own stuff to do for Halstead and others that definitely had a lot of damage. I think that Brian might want to speak to the airport and damage that was done out there as well.
There we go. Yes, Commissioners, as Suzanne alluded to, Sunday night, the 19th, airport staff responded to the airport approximately 10:45. We were able to go through the majority of our buildings, at least do an exterior search. We did have to shut gas off on a couple of the buildings because they had lost their heating and cooling units, which are powered by gas, and so we did have to shut down some gas mains for those buildings. Hangar J, which is the Weatherly hangar, as you may know, is suffered the most damage. We lost the northwest corner of the hangar. It is currently, as of today, we had a structural engineer come through there, and they're making their assessment as far as what we may need to do with that building to repair it or rebuild it. I don't know. We don't know yet. So we'll wait and see what their estimate is. We lost the hangar door on Hangar K. Airport staff had to pull that off Monday morning because it was hanging. It was unattached from the roof, and it was hanging by a couple of set screws. And so it was a hazard to people around it. So we didn't want it to crush anybody, so especially Heston College students or anything like that. So we just removed it. My staff had a Herculean effort to get all of the metal and foam and insulation out of the fields and off the taxiways and runways and everything. We did inspect the runways and taxiways on Sunday night. Those were clear. We made sure those were clear. So airport operations never ceased to operate. We never stopped. We never had to close the airport for operations. We did have a small power glitch with our generator, but we did get that up and running on Sunday evening as well. So, and right now we're just in that wait and see mode. Everything's been inspected, pictures taken. We've secured everything that we possibly can secure and have relocated everybody to other hangars that we can. And so now we're just, we did have, most of you saw the picture of the airplanes sitting on top of each other. Those have actually even been separated, so they've been sent to their own rooms because they can't get along. So we're just in the wait and see mode now. We have not spent a lot, we spent a lot of labor, but not a lot of material time yet. That's all going to come when we start to rebuild everything that needs to be rebuilt. Thank you.
I think it's definitely, want to mention that we have had such a great effort by staff, and we have a lot of young, new employees, and so this has been a first event for them, so there's been a lot of learning, but everybody has been willing to pitch in and go above and beyond. You know, getting the park staff that got stuff ready for got the cemeteries ready for Memorial Day. I mean, if you went to the cemetery yesterday, you would have never known that there had been a storm that went through. Just really made things look great. Now, if you drive down the streets, you know, in the south into town, you knew there was a storm. But the fact that you could get through and the response that we had from Evergy was great. Just a lot of people that have been reaching out to our staff and thanking them, and we do appreciate that. And definitely appreciate our staff and the professional way that they've handled themselves and the way they are willing to just go above and beyond to serve our community.
I was impressed. I that went out that next morning, I think by 7 o'clock, the streets were all, the debris was all picked up. I mean, we were at Walmart and when it happened, so we drove down and saw all the debris, but by the next morning, it was all picked up. So I was definitely impressed by how hard they worked and got that taken care of.
Make sure you pass our appreciation and thankfulness for the job that
You bet.
they do. Any other comments or
I don't know if police or fire wanted to add anything.
Chief?
Really don't have much to add. We called in additional personnel. This is a public works event primarily, and I couldn't say highly enough about our street and our public works department. It's just phenomenal.
Yeah.
They do a really good job, especially on a holiday weekend. So my kudos goes out to those folks.
We should make Andy say something.
I agree.
Say something, Andy.
Nothing, sir.
Thank you, Mayor. Fire EMS, from the time the storm hit to the next morning, ran about 23 calls. Definitely great work by Evergy and Public Works getting the streets cleared because we still had medical calls coming in, people still having chest pain or falling, and still had to get there and help them. So it was a great job by everybody.
Do you have any chainsaw injuries?
We did not. Yeah.
That's good.
I will say this is the first year the insurance companies, are raising their deductibles because of the storms that have happened the last few years. And this year, our deductible, it went from $5,000 for wind, hail to $75,000. So that will hit us, but it can all be put under one occurrence. So we only have to pay one instead of several.
Did you say 5,000 to 75,000?
Yeah, just for wind and hail. It used to both be, all deductibles were 5,000, but on wind and hail now it's 75,000.
Did the premium
Not
go down?
7,500, 75,000?
But they're aggregate instead of single
Right.
claims.
They will allow us to do that, put it under one,
That's good.
one claim, so that's good.
That works.
Yeah, and we do have our contingency fund for storm events, so we'll be covered.
Okay, we didn't have anybody sign up for the Citizens Forum. We are going to have an executive session that has to do with attorney-client privilege, so we don't anticipate there will be any decisions made after that, so we'll go around the horn before we do that, and everybody's welcome to come watch us sit down and adjourn the meeting if they want to, but this might be a good time for you to go home and have dinner and relax. So, anyway, Rich, you want to start us off?
I just want to say, echo the sentiments of the evening. While we might not always not agree on the same thing, we can get the business of our community done. And for that, I am proud to be part of this community and part of this commission. My thank you and accolades go out to city staff, everybody after the storm response has been amazing. And that's it, sir.
Okay. Okay.
And I would say the same thing, so thank you, Rich, for saying that. I am thankful for the way that we have been able to work together and look forward to being able to do more of that.
Yep.
I will say, too, I had the opportunity to go to the Memorial Day service at the cemetery, and they were so pleased there about how things looked. They were just real happy. Paul Sanford, and I'm not even going to be able to tell you what his title is with the American Legion, past state commander and something else, but I don't mean to belittle that. But he did tell the story of one gentleman, the last survivor of the USS Arizona. He passed away in April of this year at the age of 102. And when he was called a hero by many, he said he was not a hero. He didn't want to be called a hero. He talked about the 1,177 men and women that went down with the Arizona. He said they were the heroes. He said, we got to go, come home, we got to get married, we got to live, have jobs, and have families. They didn't. He said, they're the heroes. And I was just deeply humbled and moved by such a story, and so I thought I'd share that because it's kind of interesting. The last survivor has passed now, so but thank you for letting me share, and thank you to all the city and everyone who's been involved in all this cleanup, and just too much to name, but we are very grateful.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't have anything, thank you.
Okay.
No, sir.
Devin. Leroy.
Yeah, I would just like to say it was an interesting sight. Sunday night I was coming in from Wichita, and all I could see were the generator lights over at Newton Medical Center, and everything else was black. Walmart, Dillon's, and so I drove to my house there on the south end. Everything was black, and I go, looks like adventure time, right? So you pull out the old battery-powered kerosene lamp, and I was without power for 2 days, but I'm not one of those woe is me guys. I try and make an adventure out of whatever situation I'm in, so it was actually kind of fun. But what I noticed is all through neighborhoods, you saw people working together, city staff, and then neighbors working hand in hand. That's a beautiful thing. We have such a caring community here. I'm very proud to be part of this community in many ways. That's it.
I think they've pretty much said everything that I would have said, so I don't have any more to add to that. I just appreciate our community and our city workers who work hard to get everything cleaned up.
I don't really have anything either. I do want to say how much I enjoy working with you guys as commissioners and how we always seem to be moving forward. There hadn't been a time I've been on the commission where I felt like we were moving backwards. And for that, I'm thankful. And Shobit, thanks for coming tonight. You might want to meet Chad Fry over there. Chad, he'll probably ask you some questions and maybe get a real famous Indian quote from you before you go. Who knows? So anyway, so now I need somebody to read the motion for the attorney-client privilege. And how much time do you think we'll need?
15 minutes, I would
15
say.
minutes, okay. So it'll be 8:05.
I move that the city commission recess into executive session to conduct discussions with legal counsel. The justification for closing the meeting is to consult with the city attorney to discuss matters privileged under the attorney-client relationship, and the time and place at which the open meeting shall resume are 8:05 PM at the City Commission Chambers at City Hall.
Got a motion
I second.
and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
See
Aye.
you in 15
Aye.
minutes. Sometimes we have too much fun. Okay, this meeting is adjourned. We were taking no action.